everybody. Welcome back. We are so excited that you're here. We have the one and only, somewhat elusive, Brooklyn Jones.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Look at her, so cool, and I'm so hyper. Brooklyn Jones, if you don't know who she is, where have you been? She is a phenomenal stand-up comedian, best known for her role on Flex and Shanice as the best friend, shall we say?
Crazy best friend, I guess.
Oh, crazy best friend. Oh,
yeah, I was acting kind of crazy on that show. But anyone who knows me knows that I'm a sweet, gentle soul. But you know, you got to turn up when the cameras come on.
All right, the camera is on. We are in for a ride. But first, she's going to remind you to like and
subscribe. The button's right there.
Okay. All right, first question. Let's get to it. How would you describe the taste of a banana to someone who's never had one?
Ooh, the taste of a banana. Okay. I would say that it's gamey. Like if you've ever eaten like goat or lamb, it's gamey. It's like the gamey version of a fruit because it's like strong, but it's soft like pudding. It's kind of like solid pudding, gamey solid pudding.
Whoa. Okay.
But it's good. But you know.
I've never had anyone compare the banana taste to meat.
It doesn't taste like meat, but it has like a strong gamey flavor, the fruit version of gamey. I don't know if that makes sense.
All right, not that I change 180 degrees, but when did you have your first existential life crisis as a child?
Existential life crisis, like something that was traumatizing to me?
Probably. Something, often it is traumatizing, but it's an event that had you look at the world differently than before that event occurred.
An event that had me look at the world differently. Wow, that's a deep question.
You can handle it.
I had an incident when I was a kid in school. When I was in elementary school, we didn't have a lot of money growing up. And there was one time when I was in like maybe second grade, when the teacher said that we're having a birthday party for one of the kids and everyone has to bring stuff. Like you have to bring soda and chips and, like groceries or whatever, but we didn't have a whole lot of money, so I didn't bring anything. And my teacher was like, well, since you didn't bring anything, you don't get to partake. And when they cut the cake, she gave me a piece of cake that was like this small, and she was like, this is all you get because you didn't bring anything. And I was like, wow, because I always felt like, teachers are supposed to be the ones to look out for the children and protect them, not be mean to them. I was only like 7 years old, and I went home and I told my mom what happened, and my mom went all the way off. She came up to the school, she was screaming at the teacher was like terrified. It was good for the teacher though, like the teacher deserved it. But that's when I realized that a lot of teachers are awful, horrible people. That was probably my introduction to horrible teachers. And moving forward through my school career, I encountered a lot of awful teachers, but they never surprised me anymore. I'm not saying all teachers are bad, but there's some really crappy ones out there. And so you got to really pay attention to what's going on in your kid's school.
Well, you have just done the 2-in-1 question. I tip my, ethereal hat off to you, because the next thing I ask is like, if you had a teacher who suddenly behaved differently to you than how you perceive them, right? You're thinking teachers are supposed to be nice and loving and kind, and then you get this and it shifts your perception. So you took them off the pedestal.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Cause like, when I'm like in kindergarten, I love my teacher. I'm like running up to hug her and stuff. And even first grade, I like my teacher, but by the time second grade came, honey, things changed. And then I had like another teacher, who would make fun of the fat kid, and he would tell him that he was like a hot air balloon, and he'd just make fun of him all the time. And then one time the kid did something and he hit him with a ruler, and I was like, I didn't know the teachers were allowed to hit us. And I don't think they were, but at the time, as a kid, especially a Black kid, we're used to seeing kids get like a pop or a spanking or something like that, so I didn't even think to go home and tell my mom, my teacher hits us. He didn't hit me, but he probably would have. So
I grew up with
I'm
that
very
too.
leery.
We had
Yeah.
the ruler was on the knuckles. Okay.
The knuckles. Oh my God. That's
yeah,
straight up abuse. Like the teacher hit the kid in the palm of his hand, which is still unacceptable because you can't be hitting people's kids, but golly, on the knuckles.
Oh, they didn't
I'm
mess
so
around.
happy I don't have children because I would be up there going off just like my mom. I'll probably be worse because I'd be hitting people. I'd be hitting, you like hitting people? Well, watch this. So I think God knew what he was doing when he decided to make me not a mom.
Not a mom. Are you an auntie?
I am an auntie and I will wring somebody's neck over my nephew. Yeah.
There we go.
Will,
That's the mama bear instinct coming out.
Yes, I'm an auntie. I'm a godmother. I have a lot of children in my life. None of them are just like they're not my children from my womb. But yeah, I grew up in a big family with lots of children. That's probably why I end up not having any because I had my fill of children. You know, so by the time I became an adult, I'm like, yeah, I'm good on that. I raised a few kids. I changed a lot of diapers. You know, I took kids back and forth to school. I've been there, done that. Now I'm just living my best life.
So with that perception change early on with teachers and somewhat repeating, did you have the same experience with most authority figures growing up?
What do you mean? Like not nice or?
Yeah.
I would say it was a mix. You know what I mean? I've encountered some really wonderful, beautiful people through my childhood, but I've encountered some jerks as well. But the good thing about my mom is my mom wasn't one of those parents who required that a child respect your elders just because they're older than you. You know what I mean? So she was the type of person that would tell me, you speak up for yourself. If an adult is disrespecting you, you tell them about themselves. You know what I mean? So I was always pretty outspoken once my mom gave me the okay. Because I was that kid, like I would keep quiet and just let people treat me any old kind of way. And I would come home and tell my mom, this person did this to me. And my mom was like, you know what? I can't always be there. And I need for you to be able to stand up for yourself. So I was a kid that I was a very good kid, was a very sweet kid, and I wasn't disrespectful, but I learned early on to speak up for myself. So that helped me through life.
Did you have, as you went through your childhood, a major shift of perception apart from that early one? That early one, I think, is quite phenomenal, actually. You had it quite early on with guide figures, shall we say. Did you have another shift in perception that really made you change your viewpoint on humanity?
As a child or in general?
As you got a little older, going.
You know, my perception changed the most about humanity once social media became a thing, because it just showed me how stupid and horrible many people are. Because, you know, in real life, they put up this facade of these great people that they are, you know, to your face. And a lot of the things that people say on social media, they would never say to a person's face or never say in a room full of people. But for some reason, you know, the screen and the keyboard gives people a false sense of security, and they just say and do all kinds of things. So if you really pay attention to people on social media, they'll really show you exactly who they are. And it just, it was kind of disheartening and disappointing just to see how many people are ridiculous and just mean-spirited, you know. It was kind of hurtful just to see that, because I had higher hopes for humanity, but at the same time, I know a lot of really wonderful people who are.
So in your profession, you have to be active, right? On social media, it's expected. Yeah. How do you navigate that fine line? Do you simply delete that comment if people write something?
Yeah, I've been working on that part of myself because like I told you, from a young age, I was taught to speak up for myself and to clap back, so to speak. And I find myself in hot water on social media sometimes because, you know, people talk to me any old kind of way and I come back at them hard. And, you know, when Instagram first came out, it was a little bit more lax and you could just say whatever the hell you want to say. And somebody come at me sideways, or one of my friends, like I'm very protective over people I love and care about, and people would like try to disrespect my friends, and some of them are kind of soft. So I would come in like, you're not gonna talk to my friend like that, and I would just be dragging the hell out of people, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a comedian, so I'll go to their page and find the worst thing about them to say, and you know, we'd be going back and forth. And I got kicked off of Instagram one time because somebody attacked my friend really mean and like made her cry or something. She was just like really upset. And I dragged the hell out of that girl. I probably made her cry. And like 2 days later, my Instagram account was gone. And I don't know for sure that that's why, but I'm assuming maybe that's why. But I was mad because I was like, you know, I wasn't the aggressor here. I was defending my friend. And this girl said some horrible stuff, but I said some horrible stuff back. But I got kicked off Instagram because of that. And I almost didn't get my page back. And someone I know knew someone who worked for Instagram, and they did like a favor and got me back on. But because Instagram never told me why I got kicked off, because I was like, well, what did I do? You know what I'm saying? And they're like, you violated the terms. And I'm like, well, what terms were those? And they just never told me. But I assumed, I was like, it's probably because I dragged that girl. But she called me all kinds of racist things. Like, she was going off on me and my friends. So I was just defending myself. But I guess because I won the fight, I was worse. But it's just taught me that I have to keep my opinions to myself a lot, which is really tough for me as an outspoken person. And since I got kicked off Instagram, I think my account is closely watched compared to other people's, because I noticed that a lot of people are able to say certain things that I wouldn't get away with. Like, I called my friend stupid the other day, not in a mean way. Like, Black people, our version of funny is stupid. So if a person says something funny, we're like, you are stupid. You know what I'm saying? That's how we say you're funny. And one of my friends said something hilarious on Instagram, and I was like, bro, you are stupid. And I got an alert like, that looks like bullying from Instagram. And I'm like, I see people say stupid all the time on Instagram and nobody says anything to them. Why is that a bullying term for me? Like, every little thing I do or say on Instagram, it's flagged, you know? So I'm just like tiptoeing on Instagram because I hate that I'm under their thumb like that, because like, fuck y'all. Oh, sorry. Sorry, bleep that out.
She gets kicked off YouTube.
Screw you. But it's like, it's hard because it's like something I need for career purposes, you know? So I have to like succumb to their rules and like let people attack me. Like, people say mean things to me every day on Instagram, especially because like I'm a public figure and I have a lot of followers, and I could say something innocent and people just won't like what I say, and they'll like attack me and say all kinds of mean things. But then I'm like, I can't say anything back, because if I say shut up, stupid, even like something simple like shut up, stupid, Instagram's like, you're a bully, and kick me off. So I just have to take it. So what I've been doing is just like blocking people. As soon as they say something mean to me, I just block them. Like, I don't even waste my time arguing with them, even if I want to say, like, I want to say something mean back to hurt their feelings. But I'm like, you know what? It's not worth losing my Instagram account because I need it for career purposes. So I'm not going to let some stranger in Kentucky ruin my, my social media platform, because apparently it's needed. Like, I'm an actor too. And sometimes when I submit for acting roles, they're like, please include your Instagram handle in your submission. And I'm like, what the heck does that have to do with my acting skills? You know, but they want to see your personality. They want to see how big of a following you have. So it's needed. So now I have to tiptoe all around social media. Before I was a comedian, I just do whatever I want, say whatever I want. I didn't care. But now I have like responsibility, which is annoying. Sorry for using the F-bomb on your...
What?
I'm going to get kicked off of this show.
I heard nothing.
Me either. I don't even know what we're talking about right now.
But I will tell you a couple of things.
Okay. Coming
from the UK, we use stupid very differently.
Really?
Don't be so stupid. It goes hand in hand with a word called clearly, right? So if someone say, oh, I'm not very organized, I'll be like, well, clearly. And they're offended. And I'm actually agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Right? Don't be so very, very known relationships in the UK. You call the partner stupid, especially if you're in a heterosexual relationship and it's the woman and the man. He's stupid. I've had to learn not to use that word.
No, stupid is a negative word here too, but like,
no, it's not negative that much in the UK. That's what.
Because here it means like you're an idiot. You know what I mean?
Well,
but
yeah,
Black people use it as you're funny. Yeah.
They are being an idiot. No, your term is slightly different, which I prefer to mine. I actually like it. I think it's
interesting.
funny. I think it's fun. Right? Puts the fun back in funny. You know, like, I like silly comedy too. Just silly stuff. And that use of stupid, the way you have explained it, brings a little element of that back in it, the fun of it.
The way we use it is like, you are hilarious. Like, oh my God, you're so stupid.
But the other element to it is, you talked about you've had to learn to let it go. Do you think you actually don't tell anyone? Had Instagram have you evolve a little spiritually as a result of having to let stuff go?
I won't give Instagram all the credit, but I do feel like social media as a whole has helped me to evolve, because it showed me that none of that stuff matters. You know what I mean? Because like, people would say things to me and I get really mad and I'd be like going off on them. And then I just like, for what? Like, these people mean nothing to me. They're just words on the screen. I could see them in the supermarket today and have no idea. And it's a two-sided thing, because it's like, these people mean nothing to me. But then at the same time, I'm in the supermarket looking at people like, what if it was you? I should just punch you in the face. Like, looking at all the people in the supermarket, like, all of you people are probably evil in the comments on Instagram. But no, it has helped me to evolve, because it just showed me that none of this stuff means anything and it doesn't matter. And it showed me that I don't have to respond to everything, because when people say negative things to me, I'm like annoyed in the moment, but as soon as I block them, maybe like 5 minutes later, I've forgotten all about it. Like, I don't even care anymore. Like, it doesn't matter to me at all. I probably blocked like 5 people this week and I have no idea what they even said to me. I'm like, I don't even remember.
I know what's going to happen now. We're going to list your IG account. We have to in the description. Everyone's going to
list it. Everybody come on here so I can block you too. Blocking all of y'all. Don't come at me sideways, because you're getting blocked. I'm not even going to argue.
Don't write that Paula said you were stupid and I need to make a comment.
Yeah, but it has shown me that none of the things that people say on here matters, and you can just block them and they'll just disappear, which is awesome. I wish it was like something I could do in real life. I want to block people right out of my face. Just like block and they just disappear. That would be awesome. But being on the Flex and Shanice show was the introduction to that, because like I said, I played like her crazy best friend, and I was just doing ridiculous things on the show because it was a reality show. So, you know, reality shows have to have at least one ridiculous person on there, and that was me. So once the show aired, I had fans of the show just coming at me sideways, like, you're an idiot and you need to get a job and you're a bum, and like just saying all kinds of crazy things. And I'm like, dude, you don't even know me. You've never seen me before in your life except for on your screen. And you're basing my behavior on a freaking TV show off like who I am in real life. And I used to just be cussing everybody out, because we would have to live tweet. So every time the show came on, we would have to live tweet and interact with the fans, and people would just come at me crazy, and I'd be cussing out everybody. And then the producers would come in like, you can't cuss out the fans. I'm like, man, F them fans. They come for me first, and I'm dragging all of them. But then I learned that, you know, they're just interacting with the characters from the show. So I started responding with thanks for watching. No matter what they would say to me, I'd be like, hey, thanks for watching. And then someone would be like, oh, hey, you responded to me. I can't believe you responded. And then they're like, you know what? You're not so bad. And then they want to be friends. And I'm like, you just called me a bum, and now you want to be my friend just because I said thanks for watching. Like, you guys are insane. So that taught me that like a lot of people on social media are insane, and they just want attention. Whether it's negative or positive, they just want your attention. So either I'm going to say thanks for watching, or I'm going to block you. Depends on what day you catch me.
I will say I will be positive until I just shut the door in your face.
Yeah.
Have you been banned from any other social media platforms?
I end up in Facebook jail every once in a while. Yeah, for things that I say. But you know, Facebook is racist because they attack Black people for speaking out against for our civil rights. Like a lot of times when we speak out against racism, they call that bullying, and then they'll like ban us from Instagram. Because if you know any Black people, most of them probably been in Facebook jail. Like I haven't been banned off Facebook altogether, but they'll say you can't post for the next 3 days. Yeah, that happened to me on Twitter too.
On Twitter as well.
Yeah, listen, okay, I'm a comedian and I'm very outspoken and I say what I feel. And sometimes Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook don't agree with me. So they put me in jail. But Instagram is the most brutal because like Twitter and Facebook, they'll put you on timeout for a couple of days, but Instagram will kick you off altogether. They're like, get out of here and don't come back.
Which is your biggest platform following?
My biggest platform following is Instagram.
I already had it closed down once. It's like you come back with a vengeance.
No, I promise you, if anybody from Instagram is watching, I'm good now. I just block everybody, even if they say something mean to me. But y'all need to watch out because these people are attacking me, and I don't see y'all kicking them off of Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
I seriously think that if you get kicked off again, you just come back with even more followers because you'll go back to the other platforms and rag on Instagram, and then everyone will be like, "It's up again. Here's my new account."
Oh my God, it's such a mess. I just, you know what? I can't even deal. But you know, whatever. Sometimes.
How many hours a day do you spend on social media?
Girl, I don't know. I go on and off. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll just be, you know, writing or doing something, then I'll go on social media. Probably like 2 hours.
I think that you do it way more than that.
Maybe 3. I don't know.
That little gizmo that says how many hours you were on it, or you look at the analytics.
Oh yeah, I looked at that yesterday. It said 3. It said 3 hours.
You will be shocked at how much time you.
Let me look right now.
Okay.
How much time do I spend on Instagram? Because that's the one that I spend most of my time on. Okay, let's see. Let's see, you guys. I'm about to put myself on blast right now. Your activity time. Ooh, it is more than 3. 5 hours. Okay, I'm not going on Instagram no more. So I hope y'all had y'all fun with me these past few years because I'm not doing it. You know what I have to do? I have to limit my time. Maybe I have to like give myself a window. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll go on Instagram from 1 to 2 p.m. and from 8 to 9 p.m. and then like not touch it because that's such a waste of time. Wasting my life away on Instagram.
But again, you need it for your work, so it's a bit different.
It is a bit different. You know what's funny? I deleted Facebook and Instagram and Twitter off my phone for a while, for a few days, and then I was like, crap, I got to put it back because I got to put stuff on it. Like I have to upload my content.
A while is a few days. How
that's
the
a long
world
time for me.
Changed. Let me tell you, it was one day I was off of Instagram and I looked back at my feed. It was like 2 years had passed. People had put like so many posts during COVID. It was like nowhere to go.
Miss a lot.
It's blasted so much up. And then I asked a friend about a show or something, actually a relative in the UK. And the response was, have you not seen what happened to me on Facebook?
It's like, I'm not looking at your Facebook page all day.
Oh, she was one of the people that got a blood clot from the AstraZeneca.
No. I'm probably going to, speaking of that, I'm probably going to end up in Facebook jail today because that's something about that vaccine. Oh my God. Is she okay?
She is now, but I will say, she was encouraged to take it. No health issues, not overweight.
Yeah.
She's okay now, but in the UK, the system is different. She went home and the nurses had to come 3 times a day to give her shots. And if the fluid didn't go down, then they were going to have to do keyhole surgery in her lungs. It was that.
Oh my God. And people get so mad at me because I don't want to take the vaccine. And I'm like, yo, I'm not anti-vax. Like I had my shots when I was a child to, for whatever diseases the children get. But I'm just like, this is new. So I'm just trying to see what's happening. You know what I mean? Like, give me time and let me see. We don't know what the long-term side effects are. And some of the short-term side effects are not very appealing. Like my friend, one of my friend's son got the Johnson & Johnson one. He's 24 years old, healthy, athletic. He got the blood clots and he had a stroke. A freaking stroke. He almost died. He's fine now, but he almost died. And people are like, you need to get the vaccine and do your part. I'm like, I'm not risking my life for you. I'll wait.
I think, on a bigger issue here, it's let's talk about that volatile expression on social media, right? Volatile expression with the vaccine, if you did it or not. And emotions are high. Yes, people died. It's not a lie. It's not a lie. And here, you know, with meditation, we are not a practice that says you don't take medicine. Absolutely not. You know, doctors are trained. You use what we can. We want this body to be functional as much as possible, to ideally leave the world better than we got here, right? What a concept. So yes, let's utilize what we can to help us. But the reaction and lack of conversation without explosion, if you don't do this, I need to yell at you, right? The same thing that you're experiencing. How do you as an individual get yourself grounded? Do you have a breathing or meditation practice to help yourself?
You know, sometimes I listen to, I meditate listening to I think it's called Doxy meditation on YouTube. Like they have like anti-anxiety and positive affirmation meditation, guided meditations on YouTube. I listen to those sometimes. Like I'll just turn off all the lights and I'll just lay down and listen to that. And that helps me to relax sometimes. I also really like sound baths. Yeah, those make me relax a lot. But I do realize that interacting with people on social media and all the different perspectives and opinions can be a bit overwhelming and just give you anxiety, you know, and stress you out. So I'm glad we had this conversation, and I'm glad you made me look at my Instagram, because it just showed me that I'm spending way too much time on there interacting with people who I don't even care about. Like I care nothing about most of the people on Instagram, and I'm spending so much time on there. And I could still participate for career purposes without being on there all day, because I could create my content, put it on there, and then leave. You know, I don't have to sit there reading everything and reading other people's comments and going on the shade room. Like it's just a waste of time. That's probably why my career hasn't gone as far as it should be right now. I should be popping right now, but my stupid behind is sitting there on Instagram for 5 hours. So I learned a lesson today.
I like that you said people I don't even care about, right? With what you do care about in the world. What would you like to leave the world a better place when you're not here? What have you ever thought about that?
I have thought about that. And there's a lot I want to do, which is like, people think that I pursued the career that I pursued because I want to be famous and make a lot of money. And that's just like a small portion of it. If I was doing this for money, I would have quit a long time ago, because everyone knows comedians don't make any money until they get super famous. But one thing I do love to do is bring people joy and make them laugh. But hopefully I do make it big so I can make a lot of money, because I just have so much that I want to do to help people. The homeless issue is a very dear thing to my heart. So I just want to try to help to house as many homeless people as I can, and not just house them, because a lot of their problems are way deeper than a roof over their head. A lot of them need, you know, medical and mental help. And they're just not provided with that. Like the government has just like closed a lot of the mental facilities and just thrown all the people on the street. And they're just like running around, flailing, just acting wild. And it's not their fault, but it puts them in danger. And it also puts the people around them in danger. So I just wish that I had the money to just like open a big building to house homeless people and put like nurses and doctors in there to just attend to them and make sure they're really okay. And then aside from helping homeless people, I just want to help a lot of adults who just need a push, because I see a lot of programs and things put in place for children. They're like, this is for the kids. We're giving free art lessons to the kids and free swimming lessons to the kids, and everything's for the kids. And people forget about the adults. So I want to do stuff like that for the adults, you know, adults who can't afford music lessons and they want to learn how to play the piano. Free music lessons for the adults, you know, because I mean, kids could be better taken care of, I think, if their parents were taken care of and happier, you know? So you can't just take care of the kids without taking care of the adults. So that's just part of what I want to do to help people.
Well, that is beautiful. the reality is, even if the money doesn't come,
Mhm.
it can still help, right? By
Yeah.
being who you are, laugh, having people laugh, you know, the aware
The
meditation.
money's coming.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not.
Coming.
I'm not saying it's not. But the deeper element of that programming, right, from a society is when I have this, when I
Right.
have that, when I have, and the deeper rooted fulfillment is right now, what can we do for that same element on a different scale, which feeds our soul, right? So yes, as you say, going up on stage, people think, oh, it's just for that adoration. But there is that vibration of people laughing and releasing stress, right? And we know that aware meditation during our first fundraiser was the Cosmic Comedy Show, right? We had international comics dialing in on Zoom,
Lord.
right? And it was palpable. People needed to laugh so much. The comedians needed to perform for their wellness, right? Right. They needed to do that. The people who were participating in it, everyone was uplifted for it to bring the nonprofit mission statement is to bring adults, large groups of them in underrepresented groups in wellness, which are a lot in wellness. The meditation practice, which is taught over 4 days in a row, which is self-sufficient. And that's to bring adults something so they don't have to rely on outside sources to be able to go inward. So it's helping lots of people with people bringing their talents, including having performers be able to perform. Because if we want to talk about mental health, LA, major cities, if you don't have performers performing,
We're
watch
all
out.
nuts.
Liquor stores are empty. Right?
Yeah.
Dispensaries, dry.
I feel like everybody on earth is mentally ill. If you're not some sort of if you don't have some sort of mental illness, you're the crazy one. Because look at the world. This world is freaking nuts. There's like serial killers and just people getting bombed for no reason. And there's like weird things in the sea. It's just all kinds of crazy, terrifying things happening in the world. There was like a freaking fire tornado. It's just a lot happening on this earth, and we're down here with it amongst all of this terrifying stuff. We're literally living in a horror film every single day. If you're not a little bit nutty, something's wrong with you, because for you to just be able to accept all of this and skip along in your life and think that, oh, this is okay, that's crazy. So I think everybody has some kind of mental illness. Just everybody handles things differently. You know, some people, they internalize it more deeply and it comes out in different ways. Everybody's mental illness comes out in a different way, but that doesn't mean we don't all have some kind of quirk that we're dealing with. You know what I mean? You got to be able to survive this nut house. The whole earth is a freaking insane asylum, then we're all in it. So don't be running around acting like you're not crazy, because we're all crazy.
The cosmic viewpoint, the Vedic viewpoint is we're all down here to sort something out. Otherwise, we wouldn't need to be here. And that practice of that high social media and what's gone on in the last year and a half is really put to highlight, for example, people taking time to go inward, breathe. Look at you. You realize how many hours you were on Instagram, and now you're
way too many.
Straight away, willing to adapt and shift, right, for your own well-being. Right.
Yeah. And I'm currently reading a couple of books, and I'm like, why haven't I finished these books? That's why, because I've been on Instagram.
But the ability to have that consciousness now is more awakened because of COVID. And I want to make sure that continues. And those of you who don't know what aware meditation is, we actually have a free ebook called Vedic Meditation Stories. If you have unlimited Kindle, it's free. And most of those stories, they are from underrepresented groups, individuals who learn the practice, who would never meditate, or not be given the opportunity, have boldly put their story in their own words. So it's not edited. Do not get on me about the punctuation. It's not edited because it was important for me that all of their voice be heard. And anyone who's specific with language will know that's important. And it explains what happened. And this is a great way to look at people that, if you're watching this, you might not relate to any of it. You might think this is how it's hocus pocus. But I'm telling you, you can even get it for free, and you'll read some stories that will have you in tears. Have you in tears. But with that, we're going to do fast and furious fun questions for part 2. Come back to hear the not so crazy Brooklyn Jones.
Uh-oh, good luck with that.
I hope so.
Always
I was
crazy.
a real wacky crazy. And we will see you in part 2. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and cheerio.
Cheerio.